right, everyone, welcome to today's live masterclass. You are either inside of our 30K in 30 Day Challenge, or you could potentially be watching us live. And if you are watching us live and you're not part of our 30K in 30 Day Challenge, make sure that you join us. You can go to swanlinks.com, and that's going to actually allow you to join us inside of the 30K in 30 Day Challenge. Because what we're going to talk about today is making offers. Now, those of you that are inside of our 30K challenge, you have been in development. First week was the preparation week. Second week was going live and crafting out what are your top topics and ways that you can add value to your customers or your followers. Second week, of course, now is more of the same, yet now you're starting to track and you're starting to measure exactly what it is that you are doing, right? And you're starting to actually now put yourselves in a space that is getting feedback loops. You're getting feedback loops from your content. Now, everything that we're doing is now leading us into what I call that invisible difference, because we have an ultimate objective for what we've been doing here in the 30K and 30 Day Challenge, and of course the 21-day plan. That big objective, right, is the live event and making the offer, right? So everything that we're working for right now that we've been building upon in our 21-day plan is for you to ultimately make an offer. Now, first let me preface what actually is an offer, what and how do we clarify. An offer, of course, is what you're making to someone, whether it's online, a live event, whether you're standing on stage. It's what you're offering them. It's how someone decides that they're going to pay you, right? Like, for instance, all of you, you joined the 30K and 30 Day Challenge. So I made you an offer. In fact, I made you an offer that was so irresistible. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you how I structured this offer, but that you decided to say yes. So I want you to ask yourself in your mind, why did you say yes? Why did you say yes to the offer that I made you? I want you to think about it. What got you to go, I'm in? Was it because I educated you and made you a lot more aware of what the problem is that you had, that there could actually be a solution? Did you say yes because you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cheap and I want to get in because she's giving me away all of her knowledge? I want you to think about why you said yes to my offer, for those of you that are in our 30K and 30 Day Challenge. Now, what I want you to think about is, while you are in development of your personal offers, what can you and why would somebody say yes to you? See, this is our biggest objective. So today's topic is going to get you now to not only think about the offer you can make, but how to organize it and structure it properly. Now, if you're in the 30K and 30 Day Challenge, you're going to be making an offer. If you are either a brand newbie and you're like, I don't even know what to offer yet, that's okay. This training will still educate you on how you can put together and make an offer without even having anything ready. Because see, every one of us that have value. If you've helped someone, you're either in a service-oriented business where you actually do service for someone. You could be a coach or a consultant where you're actually sharing your knowledge with other people. All of this can be constructed into an offer. It actually doesn't matter what industry you're in. Everyone, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're selling something, that's the offer. You get that? So the 21-day plan has been and being used by any niche and industry across, all niches in industry, literally from DJs giving so much value that their offer was they wanted to get picked up by a gig and be able to play in Croatia, play in the mall, like play all over the place. This is one of our clients. You can be a leadership coach. You can be a car salesman. The car salesmen are utilizing my 21-day plan because it's about adding value and then bringing them in and making an offer, selling them something. You get that? But our topic today is going to be specifically targeted around making an offer that you can make that's online. Now, the structure is the same to make the offer anywhere, but we're talking today because inside of our 30K and 30 Day Challenge, The third week of our 21-day plan, you bring people in to, let's say, a masterclass like this, whether you utilize Zoom, whether you utilize a Facebook Live, or you use a actual webinar registration, you are going to make an offer. You're going to actually sell something. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's a physical product or a service product or a digital product, the structure is still the same. Are you guys with me? All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Now, first off, let's start with this. There are 3 components to making a irresistible offer. You see, when I asked you when we first started, why did you decide to join this challenge? Now, clearly, it was pretty low price, wasn't it? $99 is a pretty low price to get everything that I've done to generate and sell $20+ million online, right? Like, that's pretty remarkable. So for someone to say, I'm going to give you everything I've got for under $100 and give you my keys to generating 30K in 30 days and something you can keep forever and keep doing it, that's a great offer, isn't it? But I made it even more sexy and I made it more irresistible. And we're going to break down what I did so that you can start thinking, what can I do to get someone to go, I want this now? See, our objective is always to have someone lean in so far that they go, I just need this. See, when you provide people so much value and what you do is valuable for someone else, whether you shortcut it for them or you increase revenue, you make their life better, it's worthy of that transaction currency of buying it, right? That's how we create incredible value. But in order to do that, we've got to have a structure, right? As you know me, write this down, all of you. Structure gives us freedom, right? Write that down. Structure gives us freedom. And I say that because I am a very structured person. From the moment I wake up until the night I go to bed, I know exactly what I need to get done. It's not because I'm overly rigid and I like to be in a box. No, it's because I like to be productive. And if you think about this, think about your days that you wake up and you have nothing on your agenda. You've got a lot to do, but you haven't organized it or put it into, let's say, you know, like a list, let's say. How much do you get done in that day? Most of us, if we don't have an order of what we do, we get half done what we could achieve by having a list, right? So in the 30K challenge, remember, the very beginning, I said, write out your DMO. How many of us did that? Let's just be totally honest. How many of us wrote out our DMO? I'm going to challenge that many of us probably didn't do it. Why? Because you got busy, you let everything else get in the way. But see, this course, and you invested $99 into getting yourself accountable and creating a process that can help you generate on a rinse and repeat 30K in 30 days on a rinse and repeat every single month. Now, isn't that interesting how sometimes we know the very one thing that's going to help us get to where we want to be is the very thing we don't do? Blows you away, isn't it? It's kind of human nature. So it takes us time to get that habit. So don't worry. If you notice, I put you got the 30K and 30-day blues. That was kind of the topic of this week. It's because we all get there, especially when we're just starting off something. So let me give you a good example. Remember, this is the 21-day challenge. It's a 21-day plan. Why, if you remember, when we started the course, if you've gone through it, did I say it takes 21 days to create a habit? It takes 3 cycles of that 21-day plan to create a ritual. 3 cycles. That means most of us fail when we go on a weight loss program at the start because we're not used to it. Most of us don't stick to what we say we're going to stick to in the beginning, right? So this is why. At that 3rd cycle, we begin to reprogram and rewire our neurotransmitters in our brain that basically says, hey, do a live today, or let's eat better food or drink more water, right? You have to get yourself on a plan. That's why when I say structure gives us freedom, it matters, especially business owners and those of you that are working online or wanting to build your business online. Why does it matter so much? Because remember what we talked about last week, is that all the hefty lifting is being done by you. And then if you drop off, what happens? Your clients and your customers say they're not reliable. That's why they're not buying. Are you getting this? This is a big deal, all right? It's a big deal. And I want everyone to understand this. I've had people inside of our 30K challenge. I've had private clients. I've had people that have worked with me for years. Me too. I'm not talking about anyone bad. And the one thing that people always say is this: why haven't they bought from me on my first round? And I ask, were you consistent? Did you deliver a message at the same time every day? Did you have your show? Did you have your outline? And 99.999% of the time, they say, no, I just wanted to make the offer. So I'm taking this much time right now because if you're not doing the structure, the DMO, and the daily connection, then guess what? Guess what? Your clients and your customers are not going to follow. You get that? And they're not going to buy. So let's get into exactly what the topic is today, which is offer, irresistible offer. But before we start, we all must know one thing. And the one thing is that to create an irresistible offer, we have to start here, which is know your customers and your competition first. One of the most vitally and most important pieces is that you know who your client or your customer is, you know what their wants are, you know what their needs are, and more importantly, you know exactly what their problems are. So in order for you to craft an offer, you might have a ton of services, you see, but it's not about all the services that you have. It's about how to put an offer together that makes them want to work with you or makes them want to choose you. Do you get that? This is why knowing deeply who is your customer. Now, inside of the 30K and 30-day challenge, above, I think a few modules before, I talked about the awareness scale. Is how do you bring your clients all the way from not aware at all, the lowest, all the way to being problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and I'm ready to buy. You see, if you don't know where they are in the sales process and you don't know them, your offer is not going to matter. So right now, let's look at the structures of what needs to happen inside of your offer. That means I'm assuming that every single one of you knows exactly who your customer is that you're making the offer to, what are the main problems that they've got, and what is it that they want or they need. Do they need a digital course? Do they need an online program? What is it that they actually need? You have to get that. So a lot of times, you know, if we already have an audience, you ask questions, you poll them, you find out what are the needs that you might have. So you've got to find out specifically, in order for this offer to be irresistible and to work, it's not just about selling something. I think that's what most people get stuck at. They're like, cool, I'm going to make this offer, and I'm going to sell somebody a 1-year program to work with me. I'm going to teach them all my stuff I know. But your audience maybe has a bunch of young kids, or they travel, or they work 12 hours a day, and they don't have time to do all that. So that means that now you selling something that isn't what they need, you're going to miss the boat. So for instance, how many of you guys, you bought this course because it was 30K, it's accountability, but I packaged up everything and delivered it to you on automation. You don't have to work with me. I'm just giving some bonus calls to you to keep you on track. Now, if I would have said, this is going to be 30 days every day that you have to go live for 2 hours a day with me, learn from me, then take action, then do this, chances are you might not want to do that. You may not stick around, right? So I want you to understand these elements: wants, needs, and problems. Look at what you do in your industry, what is it they need, and then look at what is my competition already doing. See, if somebody's already doing it and then you provide the exact same product or service, the only benefit you're gonna have is that you do it cheaper. That's probably it, that you do it cheaper. Or, of course, if you have an audience that loves you, but think about it. You got competition and they're fierce on marketing, and you're doing the exact same thing someone else is. You either need to collaborate or you need to recreate and make yourself unique. You get that? Okay, so now let's go into the structure. Assuming you know everything about your client, your customer, assuming you are on point with their needs and their wants and their problems, now let's put together this offer. Now there's 3 elements to creating an irresistible offer, okay? Irresistible. And I'm gonna open my slides in a minute. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by that. Now, there's 3 elements. Number 1 is, what is the core offer? Meaning, what is it that you're selling, okay? The core. Is it a digital product? Is it a live one-on-one product? Is it a physical product? You have to know exactly what your core offer is, right? So what is that core? There's 3 elements to creating a core offer. One is, it's high touch, meaning there are more one-on-one calls with you, more connection to someone, right? That's a high touch offer. There is a moderate touch, right? Which is kind of in the middle, where you do group sessions, which I highly recommend, especially if you're a coach or you're a consultant, that you stick with group. And then 3 is, there is a no touch, okay? No or low touch. How many of you guys right now, if you're watching live or you're here, would prefer to have high touch, moderate touch, or a low or no touch? You've got to actually know all of this. Now, do we put together all 3 of these? Yes, we do. I do recommend it. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment, why we should have all 3. But for this example, especially right now in our 30K challenge, we have to find one core offer that we want to make, that we know that someone wants, needs, and has a problem that we're solving, okay? So here at the high touch, that means typically it's more one-on-one clients. They typically pay more because they get more of your time. Or moderate is where you're in group. If you are working group style sessions, it could be they either work with coaches or they work with your team, right? That's the moderate touch, and or no touch. Now, this program inside of the 30K 30-day challenge, that was a no touch program, wasn't it? Now I am here, but I'm not working directly with anyone. I'm providing you with daily reminders. You're getting all my course material, the walkthrough, but it's a do-it-yourself kind of program. It's a no-touch. See, why I love these kind of programs? Does anyone know why? Especially if you're watching live or you're here. I love no-touch programs because they're scalable. They're actually scalable. Of course, I have high-ticket products. I have private clients I work with twice a month. I have events that I work with. I have a moderate program as well, which is a 12-week program where my clients work with my coaches, right? Some of you might want to join that program that we have, where you actually get guidance and mentorship. But it's moderate touch for me. It's high touch for my coaches. So I want you as the business owner to start thinking, how can I take my business model and actually turn it around into something that could be either moderate touch or low touch? Now, I launched the 30K and 30-day challenge for a reason. So I wanted to prove to everyone that we can generate another 2 Comma Club award with a $99 product. Now, can we do it with $99 sales only? Yes, as long as we scale with marketing. But then what happens? How do I take this in a faster way, right? Well, then I have my low touch, which is what we're in now. I make an offer to bring them into my moderate or medium touch. And then what? I have then my high touch. So if I right now can show the numbers of how I can turn a $99 product into $1 million, that'd be pretty enticing, wouldn't it? And who wouldn't want to do it? So this is why I'm showing everyone how to do this right now through this process, because I have a 12-week course that starts next week where you're going to be able to get guidance and assistance with this process. Do you see how if you create something low that keeps building upon itself, now you're building ascension. That's what we call ascension. It's called our value ladder. Okay? So when you're making your offers, you start thinking about your value ladder. But today specifically, we're focusing on what is the main core offer. Okay? So I want you to choose which one. Write it down below, make an announcement. I'm choosing a high, a moderate, or a low ticket offer. High touch, medium touch, or no touch at all. That's what you're making, that's what you're creating. Now, the second element of creating a irresistible offer is the limiters. You ever see where when you're making, someone's making an offer, let's say it's on a webinar, or it's also in a store, right? Where they say the first 10 people or first 30 people get this for half off, and then everyone after that pays, a third off, and then all the way down to full price. How many of us take action on that? There's a reason. Psychologically, there is a percentage of people that want one of those limited offers. They're action takers. You get a better price and you take action. So a limiter is one of the most vitally important pieces in making an offer. Why? Because if everyone can get it, then why would they buy it? Right? So all of you noticed, remember when I did the 30K challenge? Everyone had the opportunity to buy it, but I said I'm closing it down. And we closed the doors down. That got more people into action. Right? So now when I recycle this, there's going to be even bigger limiters that are going to take place within this 30K challenge. Because now, remember I said I'm going to go live with you. We're going to work together on this one. So this first one, I've been going live. I've been working inside of our group. So there's a benefit to joining. So I want you to think about what could be. Excellent. It keeps dropping me off, but I keep coming right back on. It looks like we're already still recording. Excellent. So I want to ask you, what are the limiters then, right? What are your limiters that you could put? Now here's our best suggestion. Typically it's the first 5 people either get a discount or they get a additional, let's say if you're a coach or a consultant, one of the best limiters are the first 5 people will also get a private call with me to work through what you're doing, right? To work through it. So those are always really good ways that you can get people to move. You either give them a better price or you give them something extra, okay? So you need to pick your core offer, you need to pick what is your limiter going to be. Next is your bonuses. Now, a core offer without bonuses is just an okay offer. But a core offer with limiters, that means either a time frame or limit or bonuses, what extra they're going to get, that gets people to move, okay? So for instance, this is what we go for an irresistible offer. I'm going to share my screen right now. I'm going to show you all. Do you remember the offer I made inside of our 30K challenge? Those of you that have joined, if you haven't, remember if you're watching this live, you can register for swanlinks.com and you can get inside so that you can join us on another private call we're hosting. But this one right here specifically is about what my offer was to you. So I'm going to share with you guys my screen so you can actually see what that offer was, if you can remember it, because I'm going to show you how we make then this offer stack, all right? So how we make this offer stack, I'm just going to keep going over here, there we go, is let me show you, I'll go back to this one. All right, if you guys recall, when I made our first offer for the 30K and 30-day challenge, this was my offer. Now, all that the offer was initially was just take the 30K challenge, you're going to get inside my membership site, you're going to get video walkthroughs, and you'll get my book that I wrote with Russell Brunson, remember? Now what happened? Then I started to add on. I said there's a limit. We are closing the doors on Sunday, so there was a limit. We ended up taking, I think, 58 of you in that first webinar, which was pretty awesome. We didn't do any marketing whatsoever, just the 21-day plan, and brought everyone, and then we made an offer, right? That's pretty fun. Now, the limiters were it's going to close down and that the price point can and will go up. But what then did I offer? Then I said, you're going to get not only my 2 Comma Club funnel, I'm going to walk you through it, walk you through my 2 Comma Club funnel, but then what was the big bonuses? That I'm actually going to give you my share links to my 2 Comma Club. That means that is literally over a $10,000 bonus that I gave everyone that joins the 30K and 30-day challenge. I gave them my funnel. Now, if you're watching this going, oh, what is the funnel again? This is exactly what I put together on how to not only bring people through with a lead magnet, but also to launch my webinar. I gave you that funnel. See, if you're in ClickFunnels, you know what a funnel is. It's how you move people through into your content, into your systems, without having to physically touch them. Actually inviting someone in to join your lists, to look at what you have to offer, to maybe make phone calls with you. That's less manual. A sales funnel is what allows you to scale to the 6 and 7 figures, especially online. Even if you're not online, every businesses have a funnel. Think about it. Grocery stores, you go in, there's the sidebar offer, right? It could be something, blah, 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 right? And then what happens when let's say you go to checkout, it might say, oh, there's a 2-for-1 deal today, right? So you buy the 2-for-1 deal. Let's say you go to McDonald's, they have a funnel. You buy something, they say, would you like to buy a fry or a shake? That's a funnel. It's a process that they take you through to allow you to see more value, to get more offers for less price. So my funnels that I gave you, literally I was freaking some people out in the 2 Comma Club group that we've got. There's over like several hundred 2 Comma Club members. And they're like, you're giving your funnels away for $99? I paid over $10K to make those funnels. They're like, Rhonda, but that's what we do. Like, that's our service. We actually sell that. We do it for people. I said, it's okay. Why? Because I wanted to make this $99 offer so ridiculously irresistible that you had to say yes. You see that? And then lastly, I gave an extra bonus, was getting my audiobook, 5 hours of my book that I wrote, which accompanies my 30K challenge, accompanies what we do. So I gave that away. So literally for $5,000, in fact, it's quite a bit more because the funnel's value is so much higher. It's hard to actually put a value on a sales funnel that generated you 7 figures, right? Like literally my value could probably be 7 figures because that's what it created. The one funnel I use, the lead magnet to tripwire to webinar funnel, is what's generated me over two Comma Club awards within 2 years. I gave them away. So when you're thinking about an offer and what's irresistible, how can you create a core offer that has a limited amount of time, whether you give value or bonuses to a limited amount of people and time, and that you provide them with a full high-level bonus that makes them go, oh my God, I have to have this. See, this is the value of how you structure your offer. Now, let me go back. I'm going to show you guys a few things here. Are you guys with me? It's difficult because I'm wanting to get feedback loops, but because of our recordings have been a bit challenging. An offer, when we look at what an offer actually is though, this is one of the vital pieces as well inside of the 30K course, is that the offer is 90% outcome, meaning what's going to happen for them. The 10% is this piece, what they're going to get. See, and I want to make sure that we are really clear on that. Most people, this is why we do our 21-day plan, because we do all the front end work, meaning the outcome, the value, the benefits that they're going to get for using or working with you. It's the destination people care about, not the plane. Do you get that? When you're going on a holiday, the airlines don't sell the type of plane. They don't sell that at all. They talk about the destination, how it's going to be and feel. They give you visuals of that destination. They don't show someone sitting in an uncomfortable, horrible airplane and going, right? They tell you about what it's going to be like when you get there. That's how airlines sell airlines. It's the destination, not the plane people care about, because quite frankly, if they showed everyone sitting in sardine cans for 30 hours to try to get to Bali, people wouldn't come to Bali, would they? Heck, no. Right? No way. Let me make sure, I need to make sure we're still recording. You guys still here with me? I want to make sure everyone is still here. I'm going to come back. Yay, we're still recording. Great. Okay. It freaked me out. I couldn't see you guys. Right? Are you getting that? So we sell the destination, not the plane. Okay? So this is why the 21-day plan makes your offer so irresistible, because 90% of the work is the invisible difference you make on the inside, on the front end. You getting this? So that when it's time for someone to come to your webinars or to your offers, they're like, all right, I already get what you got, because they're not cold. See, selling to a cold audience is really hard. So this process will help you create a more warmer lead, understand what you're doing, get you better at your craft, showcase more of your work, boom, then make the offer. Are you with me on this one? All right, excellent. So this is the offers cheat sheet. Now, if you're inside of the 30K and 30-day challenge, you're gonna be able to download this. This is what I was talking about up here. This is another structure that I want everyone to take the time to highlight. What is my core offer? Now, it's either the core or the target. If you're a coach or a consultant, this is a really great way for you to organize what's included, how long will it be, how many sessions, is it group or one-on-one? Like, you really want to start crafting this out. But these are the 3 offers that I want you, that everyone should not only have, but should be working towards. Now, in the beginning, you might just have one core offer. That's great. But why do we have also a high ticket offer and a low ticket offer? Because it's actually how you can make the target offer seem extremely valuable. Now, what do I mean by that? So if you are making, let's say, an offer on your webinar, and it's your target offer, it's like $497 offer, but you also have, let's say, a $10,000 offer or a $99 offer. See, you're able to hit all avenues, all types of people. So if, let's say, you do a webinar and your runway to the money close is that you get them on a phone. So we're going to talk about that. When you make your offers, you have to decide, are they clicking? If they're just clicking a button and buying, that's where your low target offers are really easy to sell. That's how I was able to make 57 sales of this 30-day challenge just by you clicking, because I didn't need to close you on it. But a target offer, maybe 1,000 or higher, you might need to get people on the phone. A high ticket offer, definitely you get people either on the phone to help educate them more so they can see more of what it is that and why this is beneficial, right? So to ask someone to spend over $1,000 online is typically a little bit more challenging, isn't it? But to ask someone to get on the phone with you so they can discuss, they like this offer, let's get on the phone, let's have a chat about the options. Now you've got a high ticket that you can say, look, this costs this much, $1,500, or you can join me at my higher ticket, which is $5,000 or $15,000. That higher ticket makes the moderate one seem more realistic, doesn't it? The low ticket is where you're just getting them to close and to click. So I want you to think about this. Measure out, write out what are the main offers that I can provide. If we're only going for the core, that's great, but I still want you to think about, for your value ladder, for your future, what could I put together that will allow me to have now building upon an ascension model. You guys with me on this one? Yeah, you feeling it? Okay, great. Now, the last piece that I'm going to cover for this structure piece, because I want everyone to be able to take this time, because this next week now, if you're following the 30K day by day, it's time for you to start and structure and make an offer. It's the offer stack. It's actually what I showed you in my slide. It's how you make it and visualize it on a webinar. It's having the offer stack and having the outline. Now, if you're in the course, you're going to be able to download this and write out your offer stack. If you're not in the course and you're watching this, then you're going to be able to actually get access to this if you do join us. But the offer stack is how you organize the core, the bonuses, and of course, what are the limiters that are involved. This is one of my favorite documents that I structure everything. I write it out so that now you can see your stack. It makes it so much easier to sell it, doesn't it, if you have it organized this way. So today's goal and objective is putting together your offer stack. Now, what I want to do now is for everyone is I'm going to take a few questions. Now, the recording for this, for especially those of you that are inside of the 30K in 30 Day Challenge, this recording is going to be inside of that program. It's going to be utilized for you to reference back this structure. And that's going to open up this week. Because now tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring everyone in to another private call that's going to allow you to join me on the 3 biggest factors of why, especially if you're a coach or a consultant, but it's a business owner, that fail when you're building your brand and expanding online. What are the 3 biggest things? But in order to join us in that private call, this will be a Brady Bunch call, I call it, where you're actually on Zoom with me. All of us are here, and we're going to literally, I'm going to break some key elements down and take some questions you may have. In order for you to join us on that one specifically, you must be in the 30K challenge. All right, I'm going to share with you again. Now, what did I just do here? So you can go to swanlinks.com. If you're not in the 30K challenge yet, get inside. You'll get all the stuff we talked about, which is a complete membership site. You'll get day-to-day reminders, email. You get all my funnels, everything inside, and you're also going to get a live call with me tomorrow. Okay, we're going to pick up the pieces of where you're at and talk about the 3 deadly factors that could stunt someone, that blocks you from making that offer, blocks you from creating it, and how we can help relieve a lot of that pressures for you. So if you're already inside of the course, you will be receiving this as a email reminder. If you're not in it yet, make sure you get access to it. It's literally under $100. You'll be able to join us tomorrow. You'll get an invitation. If you're already in and you're watching this as a replay, I want you to see something. What did I just do? I just made another offer inside of an offer. And I not only made it irresistible, but I also gave it a limiter. What did I do? Remember, everything I do is what I teach you. We're in a course right now. I said you get a private call. There's others that could be watching this that are not in that course. So I gave them another offer to get inside the 30K 30-day challenge. That's number 1. Number 2, what did I do next? Number 2 was, I said in order to get to the private call, that's another irresistible offer, in order to join me again tomorrow night in a private call where I get to literally physically look at you, you get to look at me, I can answer some questions for you. You have to be in the course. So anyone that's watching this, I made sure now they're going to register in order to get into this bonus call, right? There's another one. And I made it a limiter. Only a limited amount of people can join on this private call because you've got to be in the course. So do you see what just happened? This whole process, I'm working you through the 21-day, how to build your audience, how to build your offers, how to create a core offer, limiter, and a bonus is something that you should be doing naturally in everything that you're creating. Once you learn this structure, you can do anything. Everything's got to have a core, a limit, and a bonus. And then once you make a launch and an offer, you can make another offer inside. That's where the value ladder comes into play. We're in the lower ticket. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk to you about the 3 factors, but I'm also going to showcase you how if you're feeling lost or you need mentorship or you want help guided, you want help putting the funnels together, you actually need help doing it, how that can be possible for you. Do you see how that works? So everything I teach you and everything that I do, especially here in my shows and in my courses, I do everything first. And then you go, oh my God, I saw what you did there. That's my whole goal, is always to get people to go, I saw what you did there, right? So I want you to go back and rewind. If you're watching this in the course, I want you to go back and see the process that we did. And now today, I want you to take the time. What is that offer? Make sure it's got the 3 elements. Make sure you are making it irresistible, and that you know wants, needs, and problems of your audience so that you can deliver them the absolute ultimate best offers. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'll see you on the very, very next call. Don't forget to be unstoppable.